Hello, my name is Adrian Vargas and today I'll be teaching you a section 5 SAT math problem. This is the problem. Let n symbol star equal n squared minus n for all positive numbers n. What is the value of 1/4 star minus 1/2 star? Alright, so the first step is to write down everything, what you know, with less writing for a better understanding and for it not to be so complicated. So you know that n star equals n squared minus n, and you know that, and you're trying to find the value of 1/4 star minus 1/2 star. Right, so throughout this problem we're going to use mostly in replacement. So, alright, the second step is to just analyze the problem and compare these two equations, since you're using this equation to solve this one, the second one. Look at the first equation and you can notice that there's no similar values in the first one comparing it to the second one. However, you can see that there's this symbol that repeats in the first and second equation. Again, you're using replacement in this problem, so consider this symbol. Right. Then you notice the n, and that's your first and only variable in this equation. This is not a variable, this is just a symbol used to solve these two equations. Okay, the first step into solving the equation is using replacement. So notice how this n, which represents any number, is placed before the star. And in this equation, you have a number before the star. So you can replace this 1/4 for n, and place it for every. You can replace 1/4 for every n that appears in the equation to solve for this whole value of 1/4 star. So let's do that. So 1/4 star equals 1/4 squared minus 1/4. Now let's do math. So distribute this square into numerator and denominator, and you're left with 1/16. Separate that. Minus 1/4. Now to subtract two fractions, you first have to find the common denominator of the two fractions, and in this case 16 is the common denominator. So 1/16 minus, and the common denominator is 16. So to get from 4 to 16, you multiply 4 times 4. So do that to the denominator too. So 4. And you can solve. So you're left with -3/16, which is the value of 1/4 star. So you have this part of the equation. Now let's find this one. So like we did for the first part, we replaced the value that's in front of the star every time we see n in this equation. So now we do that here. So we replace 1/2 for n. So 1/2 star equals 1/2 squared minus 1/2. So we do the math, and again we distribute this square, left with 1/4. Separate that. Minus 1/2. And again you must find a common denominator for these two fractions in order to solve it. So the common denominator is 4, and this one is already with the denominator 4, and this one you need to multiply times 2 and the bottom and top to get the common denominator. So 1/4 minus, like I said, you multiply 2, so 2/4. And now you can solve, and you're left with -1/4, which is the value of 1/2 star. So now you can solve. You take these two values and plug them into this equation. You can replace 1/4 star for -3/16 and 1/2 star for -1/4. So let's solve that. -3/16 minus 1/4, -1/4. Now, remember, when you are subtracting a negative, you can just replace this negative, this subtraction, and this negative for a plus sign. So, -3/16 plus, because you're replacing it, 1/4. And like we did in the previous steps, we're going to find a common denominator for both fractions. In this case, 16 is the common denominator, and this one is already with that value, so you multiply this equation, numerator and denominator, by 4 in order to get the common denominator. So -3/16 plus 4/16, and you can do the math. So -3 plus 4 is equal to 1/16, and that is your final answer, 1/16, and you're done. And remember, this part is pretty confusing, so just remember this box. Whenever you have any number being subtracted onto a positive number, or vice versa, adding a negative number, you can replace this for a negative sign to make it less complicated. So let me give you an example of that. Let's say you're subtracting 3 minus, 3 plus a -2. You replace this for a negative, so 3 minus 2 equals 1. Or 3 minus a positive 2, however you don't need to write that, 2. You replace this for a negative, so 3 minus 2 equals 1. They're equal. And then when you're subtracting any number, you're subtracting a negative number, you can replace this value, this whole, you can just replace this for a plus sign. So an example could be 3 minus -3. You replace this for a plus sign, so 3 plus 3 equals 6. That is something to remember, and that is how you solve this Section 5 SAT problem. Thank you.